Right now, it's already midsummer, but as I told Aaron on the show the other day, I like to say summer's not half over, it's half full. And Borough President Eric Adams' office has some things they really want you to add to your summer calendar. One has to do with health and healing, the other with celebrating Brooklyn's cultural diversity. Here with the lowdown is Sandra Chapman, who serves as Chief Program Officer. Welcome back to BK Live.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Talia. Yeah. It's good to be here.
Thanks for coming.
So what's up? How has the year been with Borough Hall so far?
It's been a great year so far. Busy year because we have a lot to do for our residents. You can't ever stop once you're helping promote not only health, but everything else that's Brooklyn.
That's true. So we started off our day by talking about health disparities, particularly in the Caribbean community, but you guys are helping to solve some of those problems. There's an upcoming health fair.
Correct. Our One Brooklyn Health Fair featuring Cut the Salt, Curb the Sugar is tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Brooklyn Borough Hall.
It's tomorrow already.
It's tomorrow already. Wow. Time flies.
So I think we got a big part of the message. Number one, cut the salt and curb the sugar.
Right.
So this is really speaking to us where we live as Brooklynites.
Yes, yes. You know, today is National Candy and National Hot Dog, and I'm going to go back to the green room for the national, for everything food, right? We love our food, but it's just everything in proportion, right? We want to make sure that our residents, they get it, that what we're going to do with the health fair is we're going to promote and encourage people to have healthy eating habits and that important exercise that you talked about earlier.
Nice. And what's the setup going to be like? Are you going to have people there talking about programs that they're trying to install, or how is it going to sort of pan out?
Right. So for the day, what we're going to have, all our medical facilities here in Brooklyn were invited, and our medical organizations that provide either it's preventative or it's implementation, right? So we want to promote promote and educate our residents. So we have at least 9 screenings. Right. So there's the cholesterol screening, there's blood, BMI, but we're going to also have asthma and allergy. Those are things that often people don't include in their health fair. This is going to be the biggest health fair that the borough has had.
Nice.
So just between us sitting right here now, we had the BP in earlier this year, and as soon as he walked in the studio, I'm like, look at you. You're like all slimming and you're looking great. And he's like, yeah, I got some news that I was on the wrong track, and he got his snap back, and he really has been into fitness. So I want to know if he's been cheating on his diet and fitness regime.
No, he's not cheating on it. He's eating healthy, and he's preaching what he's promoting, right? He's eating healthy, he's exercising, and he's encouraging us that work at Borough Hall to do that as well, so that when we go out and promote, we're truly promoting healthy initiatives.
Yeah. Well, our borough president is the picture of health. He has to be the fittest borough president in all of Brooklyn.
Right.
He's also one of the friendliest guys in Brooklyn, and that segues into our next great event that's going to be happening down at Borough Hall. What is this International Friendship Day?
I light up when I talk about International Day. International Day is the biggest diversity program that we have here in Brooklyn on August 6th, Sunday, August 6th. And we just celebrate our diversity here in Brooklyn. The borough president always says 47% of our households here in Brooklyn speak a language other than English. And so we want to make sure that everybody knows about our cultures, our different cultures. So we start out with a unity parade of flags, 195 flags. So think of a parade with the flags, and then we stake them in the garden at Brooklyn Borough Hall. So it looks like a mini UN.
Right.
Very cool.
We go into performances, and of course you cannot have a festival without cuisine, so there's that as well.
Watching the fat and the sugar and the salt, but having fun.
Yes, yes.
And can you just talk a little bit about why Brooklyn is unique from all the other boroughs in terms of programming? Are there any things that you guys are sort of altering to include in the health fair or for the International Day of Friendship that Brooklyn really makes it like special?
So if we start with the health fair, it's not just screenings and information, there's also activities. There's a cooking demonstration. We have yoga for seniors. We have activities for the youth, for children that, especially kids are off the camp this year and at this season. And we will bring them in for some tennis. They're going to get tennis instructions. Yeah. They're going to play some games with Department of Parks and Recreation Mobile. So it's going to be a little different from how you do other health fairs. So that's what's happening. With the International Day of Friendship, it's just making sure that everyone knows how diverse we are and the cultures, so that we learn who our neighbors are and how we celebrate our neighbors. Yeah. And so new this year, we have our Brooklyn Fusion, a cultural conversation, where we're going to have a host with 6 young individuals talking about how they assimilate into the culture.
Right, and as we should include that, because nowadays I don't even know where my neighbor is from, what language they speak, and so it's really important to do that.
And all that information is going to be there.
Yeah.
But that number, I don't know that I ever heard that number before, that 46% of Brooklyn households also speak another language besides English. And that should be like a badge of honor for us. But at this time, when we're hearing so much about bans and restrictions and things coming from the federal government, how is Brooklyn and our Borough Hall standing up for that diversity that makes us so great?
Great, yeah. So we embrace all of those cultures. We're all immigrants from somewhere, some place, even if you come from another state. You were immigrated here to Brooklyn, right? But we have so many immigrants here, we need to make sure that we tell the federal government that we will stand with everyone that's here. We will not allow anyone to be targeted and be disrespected.
And that reflects in the programming that you guys are doing all the time. So what other offerings are happening? I know that every month there's a celebration of something. I saw you at the LGBTQ celebration in June. There was a Turkish celebration. There's Caribbean celebrations. It really is Brooklyn's front porch or stoop or back porch or wherever you come from, how you work it out. But Borough Hall's the people's place.
That's correct. The borough president says that all the time. This is the people's house. And so everyone is always welcome to come and enjoy our celebrations. Coming up if we go further out to October, we celebrate Italian-American culture. And so it's all the cultures that we celebrate. We celebrate a couple of them, about 6 of them separately, but we celebrate everyone at International Day of Friendship.
Nice. I hear the accent. Where are you from?
Guyana.
Ooh, GT in the house.
Yeah. So, number one, we're here with the woman who runs the programming. So tomorrow we're going to be at Borough Hall getting our health right, getting screened and cutting the sugar and the salt.
Right? I love me some salt.
Curbing the sugar.
I know.
What time should we show up tomorrow?
11 a.m.
Okay,
11 a.m. Our seniors will be treated to yoga, and it's going to be a hot day, so they'll get a light refreshment.
Nice.
The yoga will be inside, of course, and the screenings will be inside, and some of the information. We have about 25 organizations that are going to be there, whether they're providing screenings or health information on the plaza.
So that's tomorrow. You get your health right, make a new friend,
right?
And then come back with them next month in August for
6th,
International
Sunday,
Day of
August
Friendship.
6th, International Day of Friendship.
Sunday, August 6th.
6th, yes,
You're saying it so you can mark your calendar.
Mark your calendar. It is the place to be on Sunday, August 6th.
That's
place
right.
to be. It's going to be happening.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's always a pleasure being here with you.
We love it when you come by. Something's always happening at Brooklyn Borough Hall.
Oh,
So
yes.
Right.
if you find yourself downtown waiting for that IKEA shuttle, pop your head in and say, hey,
right?
it's the people's house.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Yes.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you, Ryan.
And
Thank
say
you.
hey to the folks back at the office. For
I
us.
will. Always
Good.
good being here.